We're going to start with the shape of the palm. This is actually your most important talent. And as we take a look at that palm, you actually have a long palm. This means that you're a philosophical thinker. You tend to kind of overanalyze things a little bit, kind of think them to death. But you're a very logistical or logical thinker. And that's one of your most important talents. All right, we're going to move on to your fingertips. And this is actually your personality. This is who you are. And you have a combination of different fingertips. You have round fingertips here, and then you also have spatulate fingertips. When you have those round fingertips, that means that you're a very intuitive person. You're quick, you're compassionate. You do quite well in the health field. Now, you also have a spatulate type of fingertip here. That means you're intense, you're dramatic, you're energetic, actually quite adventurous. A lot of actors and actresses have these type of fingertips. All right, let's talk about the finger lengths. This is another thing that shows your talents and actually your abilities. Some fingers are long, some fingers are short, and they mean a different thing when they're long and short. No one gets shorted. Everyone has their own unique talents. Nothing's good or bad. They just have their own good qualities. So let's start with this Jupiter finger. And we measure all the fingers off of this middle Saturn finger. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. But this is actually kind of your boss finger. When that's really long, that's kind of a leadership finger. Teachers, politicians, managers, supervisors have that type of finger. Now we measure that off this Saturn finger, and we draw an imaginary line right here on that very top flange. And if it passes that imaginary line, that would be a long finger. You actually have an average finger on that boss finger. It means that you could be the boss. You don't really like being the boss, but you could be. You're more of a hands-on person. You like to get in there and get that job done. So if you are in a supervisory type position, let's see here. Oh yeah, a teacher. So when you have that average finger, it means you like to get down in the dirt and learn with the kids and teach them at the same time. Now, as we take a look at this Saturn finger, this is your business finger. You want that to be at least 3/4 the length of that palm. And where you have a really long palm, you've got actually a fairly long Saturn finger. It means that you'd be good in business. You kind of know how business runs. You know how to make that work. Okay, now as we take a look at this ring finger, which is the sun finger, some call it the finger of Apollo, that's your right brain thinking. And how that works is you want that to come up at least half, just like this index finger, that Jupiter finger, and yours just barely makes it up there. So you're a little bit average on that. You're a creative person, but you also think logically also. Now, as we move down to this pinky finger, or this Mercury finger, this is kind of your scholarly finger. And you want that to reach that bottom flange right there. And that looks like that does reach that. And when that does, if it goes long, it means you're a very studious person. You like to get in there and study the books and all that. When it's not a long finger, it means that you're kind of a hands-on person also. That kind of matches up with this index finger. It means you like to kind of get in there and do things. You're not so much a book person as you are an action person. Like to get in there and get it done. Okay. Oh, while we're down here, let's expand that. Let me make sure that that's in our viewer window. Let's pull that up just a little tiny bit. Now, as we look at the end of that heart line, these are your little flirt lines, we call them. That's actually how well you interact with people. And you've got some good flirt lines there. It means that you do interact with people. When we look at the fate line, even though you're, when that comes right down the center, you're really kind of a private person. But you've got a line that comes out here to the edge too. So that means a combination. You're a social person, but you're really a private person deep down. That means that by the end of the day, after you've had to kind of deal with people, you like to kind of go home, shut yourself off, and decompress.